theater lights dimmed just enough to make the air feel heavier, like everyone inside instinctively knew something unforgettable was about to happen. Cameras slowly swept across the audience, past nervous faces and hopeful eyes, before stopping on Simon Cowell. He leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, wearing that familiar expression of calm authority, until the host's voice cracked slightly while announcing the next contestant. "This next performer," the host said, pausing, "has a story that even the judges don't know yet." In that moment, something shifted. If you've ever felt goosebumps before a performance even begins, this was one of those times. And before this story unfolds, remember, if moments like these move you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this deserve to be shared and remembered. A young man walked onto the stage, no older than 22, slim build, simple clothes, eyes filled with a mix of fear and determination. His name was Miguel. He bowed respectfully to the judges and the audience, his hands trembling slightly as he gripped the microphone. Simon gave a polite nod, expecting another hopeful singer chasing a dream. But there was something different in Miguel's posture, something heavier than nerves. When asked why he joined Pilipinas Got Talent 2025, Miguel swallowed hard before answering. "I'm here," he said softly, "because of a song, and because of my father." The judges exchanged glances. Simon leaned forward just a bit. Miguel explained that he grew up in a small coastal town, raised by his mother alone. Life was never easy. His mother worked long hours, sewing clothes by hand, often singing while she worked. One song followed Miguel through every stage of his life, Anak. She sang it when he was sick, when he failed exams, when he felt lost. As a child, Miguel didn't fully understand the lyrics, only that the song carried warmth and sadness at the same time. It wasn't until his teenage years that he learned the truth. His father wasn't gone because he didn't care. His father was Freddy Aguilar. The audience gasped. The judges froze. Simon's eyebrows rose slightly, but he said nothing. Miguel continued, voice steady but fragile. Freddy Aguilar, the legendary Filipino singer who made Anak a timeless anthem, had been young, struggling, and afraid when Miguel was born. The relationship with Miguel's mother couldn't survive the pressure of fame and poverty colliding. Freddy left, promising support that came quietly and from afar, never publicly acknowledging his son to protect him from the harsh spotlight. Miguel grew up loving his father's music without ever hearing his father's voice call his name. As Miguel spoke, the audience listened in silence. Some wiped away tears already, sensing what was coming. Miguel looked down at the stage floor and said, "I don't want fame. I just want to sing the song that raised me, and tell my father that I understand." Simon's face softened, the sharpness gone from his eyes. The music began, simple guitar chords, slow and familiar. The first note Miguel sang wasn't perfect, but it was honest. His voice carried the weight of a child who waited by the door, the confusion of a teenager who questioned his worth, and the forgiveness of a young man who finally understood. When he reached the chorus of Anak, his voice cracked, not from lack of skill, but from emotion too big to control. The audience felt it. This wasn't just a performance, it was a conversation across years of silence. As Miguel sang, the camera cut to Simon. For once, he wasn't evaluating technique or stage presence. His jaw tightened, his eyes glistened. He had heard thousands of singers, but this was raw truth wrapped in melody. When Miguel reached the final line, he closed his eyes, tears streaming freely, and let the last note fade into silence. For a heartbeat, no one moved. Then the theater erupted. The audience stood as one, applause crashing like waves. The judges rose too. Simon stood slowly, hands pressed together, clearly struggling to find words. When the applause finally softened, Simon spoke. His voice was quiet, almost reverent. "I've heard this song many times," he said, "but tonight, I heard it for the first time. Simon looked directly at Miguel and continued. He spoke about parents, about mistakes, about how time has a way of teaching lessons we ignore when we're young. Music, Simon said, is supposed to tell the truth. And tonight, you did that. Not as Freddy Aguilar's son, but as your own artist. Then something unexpected happened. The host returned to the stage, holding a phone. Miguel, she said gently, there's someone who wants to say something to you. The screen behind them lit up, revealing an older man with familiar eyes, Freddy Aguilar himself. The audience gasped again, louder this time. Freddy's voice trembled as he spoke. He apologized, not with excuses, but with honesty. He said he had been afraid, young, and unworthy in his own eyes. He admitted his regrets, his silence, and his pride. Anak, he said, voice breaking, you sang my song better than I ever could. Because you lived it. Miguel fell to his knees, crying openly, the years of unanswered questions finally finding peace. The judges, the audience, even the crew behind the cameras were in tears. Simon wiped his eyes and pressed the golden buzzer. Gold confetti exploded from above, raining down as Miguel looked up in disbelief. The moment wasn't about winning, it was about healing. By the end of the night, Miguel didn't just leave the stage with a standing ovation. He left with something far greater, closure, forgiveness, and a future shaped by truth instead of silence. His story reminded everyone watching that parents are human, children are resilient, and music has the power to bridge even the deepest distances. As the episode faded out, one message lingered in the hearts of millions: it's never too late to understand, to forgive, or to sing your truth. If this story touched you, if it made you think of your own family, your own journey, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Because somewhere out there, another story is waiting to be heard, and you might be the reason it reaches the world.